Texas Tech takes down BYU 72-67. Mitch Harper, Matt Baiamonte with KSL Sports. This loss ends a 14-game home win streak for BYU in the Marriott Center. Cougs struggled late. About the final 8 minutes of this game, it was a slog at the beginning. Final 8 minutes, Texas Tech's offense, high-powered one, caught fire, and that way they went.
24 points for Texas Tech in the final 10 minutes, and they just did not have an answer for Darian Williams in the low post. I thought it was really noteworthy what Kevin Young had to say post-game about how the defensive execution was bad, in his words, and that's how I felt watching it, Mitch. He was backing down Hall and Mawant Mag, and you just kept waiting for Foose to come over and help. That never happened. He made them pay, and hopefully this is something this team can learn from. That, you talked about this. They haven't been in a lot of close games, and they didn't execute down the stretch. But at the same time, a winnable game at home, you got to win these games if you're going to be an NCAA tournament team.
Texas Tech head coach Grant McCaslin, very complimentary of the atmosphere. I mean, you could hear after the game when we were waiting in the press conference area how energized and excited this win meant to Texas Tech because they were playing music. They knew this was a big win. I mean, this was a quad one game for both teams, BYU and Tech, and the Red Raiders come out on top. BYU's shooting percentage not great the entire night, 43.9 from the field, 21.7 from three, 57.1 from the free throw line. The three-point line's notable too when you consider one of them was a late into the first half Trey Stewart three. Jaeger hits a late three at the end of the game, which was kind of the game felt out of reach. So really about BYU can knock down their shots, and then from the free throw line, they're not taking care of business there either, Matt. This was a tough night for BYU.
Season low in three-point makes, in three-point percentage, and then you note the free throws. You leave 9 points. You lose this game by 5. Mm-hmm. You leave 9 points on the free throw. You can't expect them to shoot 100%. But if you go 80%, it's a completely, maybe you win this game.
Well, and it was kind of a tone setter a little bit in the first half when I believe it was Catchings and Cada both go 0 for 2 from the free throw line. You're like, okay, this is going to be one of those nights where it's just BYU can't knock down the free throws, and they've had games where they struggle with that this season. So that's got to be an area where they improve because they've got to take care of business from the free throw line.
It's hard, and Kevin Young noted, like, there's not a whole lot you can do at the free throw line. And even Dallin Hall said, hey, we just got to settle down. We got to step up. We got to make our shots. But to me, this really came down to defensive lapses in the second half. And that's where this team has to sharpen up. And then one little under-the-radar stat that I think really hurt BYU in this game, even with the loss against Houston coming into the game, Mitch, BYU is 7th in the country in rebound margin.
Yep.
They're out-rebounded for the second consecutive game in Big 12 play. Dallin Hall noted the guards got to get in there and help. Foose only had 5 rebounds. Offensively, Foose came back, and we saw what he could do. He had a nice bounce-back game, but BYU's got to be better on the glass, especially at home. They've been a good three-point shooting team. They've been a great rebounding team, and neither of those things happened, and that's why they lost.
And BYU's freshman stars have got to be stars. Jaeger finishes with 12 points, double digits for the first time in a while for him, but Cannon Catchings ends up with 6. He only had 4 field goal attempts. It was a tough night. Those guys got to be great. I think for this BYU team to reach the NCAA tournament and to bounce back, they have got to be the stars that many expect them to be, and that just hasn't been showing up as of late. And I think what's reason for optimism going forward, Matt, is that I do believe the schedule poses some opportunities in the next 4 games or so to win some games. But in this league, they're all toss-ups, and any game can go south on you. So BYU's got to play a lot better this week. They go on the road this weekend to TCU. First time they've done that since 2011 when they were in the Mountain West. So there's no easy nights in the Big 12. And now when you first lose a game at home, it kind of rouse your confidence a little bit. I'm really curious to see how this team bounces back.
They're running out of time. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that need answers. They're just running out of time. That's why this upcoming stretch is so critical. You need to get answers. You need to get wins while you're getting those answers.
And I think big picture view, the weak non-conference schedule kind of gets magnified on nights like tonight because right now BYU is at best a bubble team. They're going to be outside bubble projections. Still a long way to go. But when you do get to March and you pair it up with a home loss and a weak non-conference schedule, Those sort of things hurt you when it gets to March. So BYU's got to find some ways to break through on the road now, and they've got some opportunities coming up. TCU, Utah, Colorado, I think those are winnable games, but easier said than done in the Big 12 Conference. We've got full coverage on KSLSports.com. Go check it out there and on the KSL Sports app.